Hello and welcome to Inside the Issues. I'm Renee Ng in for Amrit Singh. Call it the big, beautiful breakup. Today, simmering tensions between President Donald Trump and Tesla CEO Elon Musk exploded into public view. Now, for days, Musk, the once ally of President Trump, has voiced criticism of the Republican spending bill, specifically its potential impact to the deficit and its cut to electric vehicle subsidies. That's led President Trump to criticize Musk during a meeting with the German chancellor today.
Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning.
Elon Musk, who also runs SpaceX, responded on X, saying he ordered the decommissioning of the company's Dragon spacecraft. Now, as of right now, that spacecraft is the only U.S. option to carry astronauts to and from the International Space Station. Now, this high-profile battle could threaten President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill, which is now being considered in the Senate. Musk recently called the legislation a disgusting abomination. Taylor Popolaris has the latest on today's Feud.
The bromance appears to be over.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if it will anymore. I was surprised.
Just 6 days after President Donald Trump presided over an Oval Office farewell for billionaire Elon Musk, the two men battled Thursday over the massive legislation to enact the president's agenda.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left.
The president reacting publicly for the first time after Musk unleashed a fire hose of criticism this week on his platform X, calling the Big Beautiful Bill a disgusting abomination and urging Americans to call their representatives to kill it. House Republicans passed the package by one vote, and Senate Republicans are working on it now. The president and his team call it a once-in-a-generation opportunity to cement the Trump agenda. But Musk has seized on nonpartisan estimates that the bill would increase the deficit by more than $2 trillion. The president said Musk is frustrated the bill would eliminate electric vehicle tax credits that Musk's company, Tesla, benefits from. He said Musk did a good job leading the Department of Government Efficiency, but claimed Musk is frustrated now that he's no longer a special government employee.
And some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it.
Musk fired back Thursday that without me and the hundreds of millions of dollars he spent on the president's re-election bid, Trump would have lost the election. Such ingratitude. He also posted, "This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night." The back and forth continued throughout the day, with the president posting, "The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts." That prompted an extraordinary reply, Musk claiming without proof the president is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public, invoking the name of the notorious sex offender. As the richest person on earth, Musk has the ability to fund primary challengers to any lawmakers he disagrees with. That's something Republican members of Congress are factoring in as they weigh whether to support this bill. Reporting at the White House, Taylor Popolaris, Spectrum News.
Thank you, Taylor. And joining me now with more from Capitol Hill is Deadline political editor Ted Johnson. Hi, Ted. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, just 6 days ago, the president and Elon Musk, they were praising each other at the White House. How did we get here? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, these are two very strong personalities, to put it, to make an understatement right there. But they don't take slights, they don't take criticism lightly. So there had been a lot of predictions from everyone from Kara Swisher, who knows Elon Musk, to a number of politicians who worked with Donald Trump, that there will be a fallout eventually. I think it was Chris Christie that was predicting that this would not end well. He was predicting that back in December. So it's not a big surprise to a lot of people that this is actually happening. I think what is a surprise is this deteriorated so quickly. It was mainly about this legislation that Musk opposes. But afternoon today, it just kind of descended into these very, very personal attacks, more so on Musk's side. Once he brought up Jeffrey Epstein, I think that was kind of a tripwire for Donald Trump.
And things really have deteriorated rather quickly. I think that's why a lot of people are surprised. For example, right, President Trump, he's threatened to cancel all of Elon's government contracts. Musk has responded by saying he would retire the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, as we mentioned earlier. And now NASA needs that to get astronauts to and from the International Space Station. So how much uglier could this get?
Well, it could get quite a bit uglier, actually, because you see, first of all, Elon Musk. Trump has the power of investigations, and Elon Musk was already under investigation under the Biden administration. So, Trump, can pull those levers, and he can trigger that scenario. But Musk also has the power of the microphone, in this case with X. He can have his voice heard. He can amplify what he's saying. And what he's saying right now is essentially trying to stop Trump's biggest legislative initiative of this year. And I think that could really throw a wrench in Donald Trump's agenda. Essentially, this would give something, a huge thing for the Democrats to run on next year by, on the one hand, if the bill passes, saying, hey, look, your number one supporter says this is going to bankrupt the government. Or if it doesn't pass, they can say, listen, you control all of government, and here you have a Congress that can't even get this passed. They're a do-nothing Congress.
And speaking of this sort of public microphone that Musk has, he has alleged, for example, that President Trump is in the Epstein files, which he says is the reason they haven't been made public. Can you explain why this accusation is such a big deal in the MAGA community?
Well, in the MAGA community, the Epstein files have been this constant conspiracy theory, this constant source of conspiracies that the government is holding this information to try to protect people, that protect names that are listed as being friends of Jeffrey Epstein and involved in some of some of Jeffrey Epstein's dark deeds, pedophilia, but the general feeling has been these are all enemies of Trump, not Trump himself. So I think that's why this was so damaging. And after Elon Musk posted this, I think it was interesting. It was almost as if this was a challenge to the MAGA community to kind of take sides. Are you with Elon Musk and believing that these files actually exist, or are you with Donald Trump and kind of dismissing that as something that has been debunked when it comes to the president for some time now?
I also want to ask you about another one of his posts. He wrote that tariffs will result in a recession this year, but he also replied yes to an X post suggesting that the president should be impeached. What's your reaction to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, talk about criticism. I mean, this is moving from 0 to 100 in just a matter of hours, and to get to impeachment. I was on Capitol Hill today, and that. Republicans, that's an attack line that Republicans have been using against Democrats, that all they want to do is impeach the president. And to all of a sudden see Elon Musk pick up on this, that also is a pretty big insult, obviously, to the president, the idea that he should be removed from power. It doesn't get too much worse than that.
And before we let you go, I want to ask, how are Republicans reacting to this feud?
Well, Mike Johnson, he spoke to us on Capitol Hill today, seemed to be a little sanguine about it. He said, I still support this bill. Elon Musk is wrong. We think that this bill goes a long way to reining in fiscal spending. And I'm still a deficit hawk, so to speak. But he said, I've been trying to contact Elon Musk and essentially has not been able to get him on the phone. Others, I think privately, are really wondering, this bill has always been kind of a pretty tenuous coalition of Republicans on the Republican side, because that's the only support that they're going to have. It's been pretty tenuous. It passed the House by only one vote. And the problem is, if you make a change that reduces spending, you may lose some of the moderates or the more moderates among Republicans. Or if you increase spending in another area, you may risk losing more of the Freedom Caucus, which is the far right group of Republicans that really want to rein in government spending and for the future.
All right, well, we will definitely be keeping an eye on this bill and also this feud. Thank you so much for your time. Ted Johnson, Deadline political editor.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.